What's up everybody? Pete at Auto Repair Tips, working on an 07 Avalanche, and the customer's complaint is no AC. And it being about 95 degrees outside, I'm pretty sure he wants his AC system. And like I normally do, I turn the car on and I turn the AC on, and of course the pump wasn't turning. I looked for any visual signs of Freon leaking out somewhere, didn't see anything. So I hooked the machine to it, confirmed there was no Freon in the car. Did an evacuation on it, pulled it down for like about 20 minutes. I did a 15-minute leak test on it, and it passed the leak test. Sometimes if your compressor's leaking, it doesn't leak till after it's working. So I put some Freon in it to check it out, and I tested the compressor. There was no leaks, couldn't find any leaks. I took the high side off, and as soon as I did, the little check ball on here doesn't seat correctly, and it just started shooting up Freon. The funny thing was, there was no indication anywhere up on the top of the bottom side of the hood, or on the lines, that check valve was even leaking at all. The weirdest thing, but sure enough, that check valve is leaking. So in this video, I'm gonna have her replace a high side line on an 07 Avalanche. Let's get into it. Go ahead and take off the lines that I put on earlier when I was checking the AC system. Now that I got the lines off, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the breather box and the grill, because the high pressure line runs under the breather box, through the core support, and to the front of the condenser. To get behind this grill, basically got to take the whole bumper off. It's held on with a handful of 10s across the top, some Phillips on the side, and some push clips, and I think 10 millimeters on the bottom. At first I was thinking it might be easier to take the whole grill off, and that comes off with the bumper. But after getting these screws off here, if it's just the bottom one here, I can probably get to it fairly simply like this, without a bunch of aggravation. So just a heads up, when you're messing with the AC lines off a receiver dryer, Chevys are the worst for it. They stick together a lot of times, they end up stripping. So I'm hoping that we can get these out without a lot of BS. We should be able to, but you never know. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is the orifice line right here. The new line doesn't come with an orifice. Make sure you get one to put in there. So I'm hoping when we get it loose, we can just fish it right out this way. Should come out pretty easy. This is the other part of the high side line, and it's a 13 millimeter nut that holds it on. I was able to get on it and turn it to get it off without having to remove the whole bumper, which is a big plus, like I was saying earlier. Okay, now we're going to try and fish it out. So I'm kind of hoping it'll come out this way easily, but we'll see. Let's move this reservoir out of the way real quick. The trick is move the reservoir out of the way. It's held on with 2 10s. One bolt, one nut. I set it aside. And by doing that, I was able to bring it forward more, fish it out right through the bottom here. So we just got the part in. It's a H7264. Came from 1-800 Radiator. They're the only ones that had it in stock. They're calling it a liquid line. It's the one with the orifice in it. So if you do go look it up, you can order it online if you'd like. From those people right there, they do ship out. So let's get it back on the car. Let's see if I can remember how the heck I took it out. Let's see, you're just gonna go in like this and like this. Sometimes these things are like a little puzzle. Let's see here. When you're installing these lines, take AC refrigerant oil, and after you pop off the caps, there's like a little gasket right here, a little O-ring. Always put a little bit around it. Just put some on your finger, kind of like this, not a lot. Go down here and just wipe it around. And then you can put it on. All right, I went ahead and switched over to a little 1/4" drive 13, make it a little bit easier on me. Make sure when you do it, you get it good and tight. The new one came with the extension here on it, went directly to the evaporator. I'm not replacing that one, there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes the less things you move, the better you are. I used the new O-ring already. Just make sure you lube it up like I was telling you earlier, so it's not a dry fit going back together. When you're going back with AC lines, make sure you start everything by hand as far as you can first. That way you know you've not cross-threaded it and you have a good seat. You can actually, and if you use your hand on a lot of times on things first, you can feel if things don't go together correctly. And that's the biggest trick right there, is when you just be patient when you're doing it. Make sure things fit correctly. Alrighty, daddy. All right, next thing, let's go ahead and get the reservoir back in place. The only thing holds this in is just 2 rubber tabs. It just snaps back in place. We gotta switch sides, guys. We got to switch sides. Boom. All right, let's get this snap back in where it belongs. I have seen people forget to tighten up the clamps, so make sure you do that. If you forget to tighten it up, you'll know because you'll suck air and pull a mass airflow sensor code. Get the high side on. That went on nice and easy. To get the low side on, I needed to get a step stool. I was about 1 inch too short. We're going to be doing an auto sequence. It says, will you be recycling from the vehicle? Just hit no. Will you be pulling a vacuum? Yes, I will. Pump oil time. We're going to hit no. Checking for pressures. Once we enter the amount of vacuum time, we're going to go 20 minutes on this because it was open for a while. I want to make sure we get it vacuumed down good and there's no moisture in there. So hit OK. I'll be doing a leak test. Will I be charging? Yes. There's normally a disc in this that tells you what to put in here for every single car. The disc went bad. These people's tech support stink, so I have to do it manually every time. So we're gonna go down to 72, hit OK. I'm gonna fill it from both sides. You can only do that if the vehicle is not running. If you start it, you have to go from just the low side. But being we're not gonna be running, I'm gonna be filling it with the vehicle off, you can do both. Start, next. Continue, and I will see you in 20 minutes. So went through the entire process. There were no leaks. I went ahead and filled it up. When I started, we're looking for hopefully this gauge to be somewhere around the 30 mark, and we want this one here somewhere, but on a day like today, between 150 and say 225. All right, the readings are looking good. We're sitting right around 30 on the low side, probably 175 on the high side. All right, all said and done, we got this thing blowing right about 47 degrees. All right, that's it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.